The older penguins know that it's just a matter of time before they call out,
"I'm freezing my nuts off!"
And then I'm shooting those bad boys onto my enemies. Because this is the frozen ballsack build, and holy shit is it godly. I booted up my good old Sorcerer, specced into Frozen Orb in my leveling gear, and I was instantly dominating. And that's without the completely broken, newly updated fractured Winterglass. Funnily enough, this build was already the second best Sorcerer build in D4 last season. And now, well shit, it's been getting more than double its damage. Not only that though, but with the reworked fractured Winterglass, you'll be receiving substantially more mana due to the Conjuration Mastery ranks, meaning you're basically skipping the pain of gearing up and running out of mana and instantly hopping into the endgame instead. This, along with preferably having a mana roll on one of your gear pieces, is everything you need to start rocking the build. It's just that simple, folks. The build does in fact rely entirely on the fractured Winterglass, which spawns a buttload of conjurations as we shoot out frozen ballsacks. This not only spawns frozen orbs from the item in itself, but by combining it with the Conjuration Mastery, all of those lovely conjurations are turned into multiplicative damage. Now this passive does not look insane in itself, so let me explain. First off, we can scale this one further simply by gaining more ranks. And in Season 5, the base ranks without greater affix is 4. As a reference, my old GA necklace currently has 4 ranks on it. On top of that, I can get out roughly 15 conjurations at once, netting a 7 times 15 big hecking dam and mana regen. Now, my dear friend, let me ask you, what do you think happens if we now instead are able to gain a whopping 11 ranks and simply way more conjurations out? Yep, that's correct. A fuckton of damage is what's going to happen. This basically means that the torture of killing pit bosses this slowly should be gone once and for all as you get your gear set up. On top of that though, the build received other substantial buffs, such as increasing the base damage of Frozen Orb, buffing uniques along with Ubers once you collect them. This is however the shit newbie version I'm covering, so no Ubers for now. Those are in the planner. And speaking about the planner, let's check it out so you know exactly what you're looking for out there in Season 5. First out, the skills. The ones we haven't covered are Ice Blades, which we use for vuln and cooldown reduction. Flame Shield and Ice Barrier we use because, well, we don't want to hecking die, Mao. And Unstable Currents is used for the attack speed it provides. Now, starting us off, we have Aspect of Concentration. This is just a flat 25% damage reduction. On top of that, you're looking to temper barrier generation everywhere. And why is that? Well, shit, we'll be rocking Shimmering Ice Barrier along with Snow-Veiled Aspect. Okay, Mr. Perragaming, but what the hell does this mean for us one brain cell dad gamers? Well, shit, it means that we'll be able to keep up Ice Barrier permanently, and we're relying on that thing to grant us a buttload of barriers. That is what it means by man or woman. Next up are the gloves. Here, we want to prioritize crit chance and attack speed. Since we're using ESUs in this build, you need 60% crit chance to get yourself capped, which is still rough indeed. Attack speed, though, grants you additional conjurations for more damage, making them both valuable, and a mix of them will be perfect for you. We then have Tybalt's Will. This is merely a backup in case you suck ass and need the mana. You can then teleport or use Flame Shield, and you'll get full mana again. It's also some additional lovely big hecking dam. We then have ESU's Heirlooms. Now, Conjuration Mastery grants you a movement speed, meaning you won't need any on your gear. But if you're still a shit newbie that isn't able to get a whole lot of conjurations out, then you may need to evade to get the full benefit from these. When it comes to the weapons, you're looking for Storm Swell and Shredding Blades. Now I've put Masterworking on only a few Frozen Orb chance to hit twice. And why is that? Well, shit. If you get a good roll on the amulet, then you should be able to get yourself capped this way. But if you're just starting out and don't have masterworking materials, then you should definitely prioritize masterworking all frozen orb chance to hit twice, as it's a massive DPS bonus. Just do your best. Honestly, it's not easy. You also need to know that you want 300% cold damage for the Perragons, and you only get 30-something from the Perragons, so sort that shit out, buddy. For the amulet, you want to prioritize the Conjuration Mastery ranks, but if you miss, then all of the stats are good, except the non-physical damage. That one's shit. And finally, the rings. We'll be rocking Accelerating for more attack speed, and Talarasha is just godly now. It's granting us both cooldown reduction and 80% big hecking damn. Like, what the hell, my man? How is that even possible? Disgusting. Hey, will you look at that? We successfully completed the gear and aspects just in time because it's already skill tree of fucking clock, and you know it, baby. Starting us off, we drop a wet fart on the basic skills and go to pick up Frozen Orb instead. Frozen Orb is also beautiful in that it grants Vulnerable by itself. Using this along with Ice Blades, there's not a chance in hell that enemies are not vulnerable. We then have a few passives for big damn and defensives, followed by heading over to the defensive skills. As we're no pegged cucksoy boys, we obviously skip those. Nah, just kidding, we obviously are. So we grab Flame Shield along with Ice Barrier and everything we can find for defensives. If you have any struggles with defensives, then I'll make sure to show a few tips you can use in the Perragons to get yourself decked out as well. In the Conjurations, we pick up the Hydra Burn to, well, burn enemies and gain a few additional benefits from that. We want Ice Blades for the cooldown reduction and, of course, Conjuration Mastery. After that, we grab a buttload of defensives and head on over to pick up some crit damage right here. Just lovely. We then go to the ultimates. Now, this is important, so listen up, damn it. All of these nodes are simply just damage, but this one is the easiest to gain mana from if you ever see yourself running out of it. You then just pick a few nodes elsewhere and slap them on here. And Unstable Currents. You know why we're rocking this. For the attack speed. Finally, we have the key passive. Vias seem to reign supreme still, even though it's rather shit. Mainly due to Avalanche simply not being good enough with a god-awful lucky hit chance. Anyhow, great job, friends. We managed to complete the skill tree. Let's head straight for the Perragons, because in here, I've got a little surprise for you. That surprise being 8 goddamn glyphs. Damn right. And we are starting off with Unleash for the damage, along with utilizing Intelligence. We then head on over to the Enchantment Masterboard, where we socket Elementalist. This one's easy to keep up, so it's just a flat 15% big damn. Next we go to Burning Instinct, where we find our lovely Winter Glyph, along with boosting the nearby damage reduction. After that, it's time for Frigid Fate, which we cap out by grabbing 300% cold damage. We also want to socket Tactician for the additional multiplicative damage, along with boosting yet more intelligence. And God knows we are in desperate need of that. We then head on over to Ceaseless Conduit, where we socket Destruction for, yeah, you guessed correctly, more big damn. It's then time for Elemental Summoner, which we obviously don't want, and instead socket Control for more damage. And we then finish off with Conjurer, so that our conjurations stay up longer, meaning we get more big hecking damn from Conjuration Mastery. Now I promise to show a few ways in gaining more defensives if necessary. You'd then simply remove this glyph and move Conjurer elsewhere, followed by grabbing max life nodes and damage reduction in the Frigid Fate board. By far the easiest way to become more tanky. But we're all about the big damn here at Perragaming, and it's already time to get hecking good, so screw that. Starting us off, this build is so insanely easy to play. You're simply spamming every button on cooldown and you're done. All of this translates into more damage as you're spending cooldowns, and you'll keep up every buff with ease. The only thing you need to care about is actually hitting your frozen orbs, seeing as they stay wherever you place your mouse when you shoot them out. And also, If you don't have a buttload of conjurations out, mainly if your gear is shit, then you should evade when it's off cooldown to gain the crit chance from the unique ESU's boots. And that, my friends, is all for this one. Sub for fuck's sake, and I'll see you in the next one.